They told you Stoicism was about calm, serenity, acceptance. That's a lie. A curated fiction. The real Stoics were weapons. Psychological warlords cloaked in reason, owned by exile, fire, and death. What you've seen online, Marcus quotes with ocean sounds behind them, is diluted wine. The real teachings were blood-forged and ash-hidden. Some survived only in rumor, others destroyed by decree. Nero, emperor, performer, tyrant, burned Rome and blamed it on the Stoics. Why? Because they couldn't be ruled. Because they couldn't be broken. Because one of them, Epictetus, laughed while his veins were slit. Laughed. Stoicism wasn't just philosophy. It was sedition. Seneca, Nero's advisor, wrote volumes for the public, but he kept the real doctrines off the scrolls, hidden in private dialogues. And Epictetus, the slave-turned-mindsmith, passed them down like sacred contraband. He didn't teach calm. He taught unbreakability. He taught emperors how to kill the part of themselves that craved approval. How to extinguish the lie of fear. You think Marcus Aurelius became emperor by being chill? He buried his own child, commanded legions in freezing Germania, wrote meditations not to inspire, but to survive. Each sentence a shiv against despair, each line a battlefield dressing on the wound of mortality. And the deeper layer, there were Stoic scrolls never published, destroyed by fire, censored by empire. These contained what modern psychology now copies, distorts, and sells back to you. Cognitive behavioral therapy didn't come from Harvard. It came from Epictetus's footlocker. This isn't just lost wisdom. This is forbidden code, an internal system for becoming ungovernable, not by others, not even by yourself. And if you felt the pull, if a part of you knows that there's more than dopamine detox and fake hustle culture, it's because the lineage never broke, only went underground, waiting for one thing, someone willing to walk into the storm and feel nothing but clarity. Marcus Aurelius spoke of a place no enemy could enter. He called it the inner citadel. Not a metaphor, not a mantra, a fortress built of thought, mortared with will, guarded by the mind's coldest sentinels. Most men never enter it. They build palaces of distraction. They get high on outrage, drunk on validation. But the elite, the rulers, strategists, tacticians, they know the truth. You either control your mind, or someone else will. What Marcus built to protect himself from betrayal, from grief, from the Senate, modern systems now use against you. Governments, media, advertisers, they studied the Stoic scripts, extracted the pressure points, weaponized the silence, and now, every scroll that once taught freedom is repurposed to enslave attention. They don't need chains anymore. They have algorithms, notifications, distraction loops, constant stimulation that erodes your ability to sit in silence and feel power returning. Because power is quiet, and they fear quiet men. You think Marcus didn't feel pain? He hunted it. He invited it in, made tea with it, studied its eyes. So when pain came for real, he smiled. He was already familiar. Do you know how dangerous that is? A man who can feel pain and not react? That's not calm. That's domination. Every time you delay a reaction, your enemies bleed confusion. Every moment you resist validation, systems panic. You become ungovernable. And that's what Stoicism always meant. But you weren't supposed to hear this. You were supposed to hear the filtered versions, the feel-good Stoic affirmations, not the kind that make you feral with clarity, not the kind that train you to bury desire in snow and hold it there till it stops breathing. But now you know. So listen closely. If you feel the pull, if your spine straightens with ancient recognition, Comment below. Amor Fati twice forged. Amor Fati twice forged. Once to claim the identity, once to seal it. That phrase is your key, your initiation. It marks you, and it signals the algorithm that others like you are awakening. You are taught that rebellion is external, marches, rage, violence. But the Stoics knew the final rebellion is internal, when your mind can no longer be manipulated, when you see the bait and let it rot untouched. Do you understand how rare that is? They sold you mindfulness as a stress app. They sold you discipline as productivity porn. But real Stoic power? It's invisible. You don't perform it. You become it. That's why the elite still read Marcus in secret. Why Epictetus is taught at military academies. Why CEOs quote Seneca, but never tell you which letters. Because when you really get this, the game changes. You don't fear loss, because nothing real can be taken. You don't chase validation, because you've slaughtered the addict within. You don't seek comfort, because discomfort is now your iron cathedral. You become a sovereign mind, the rarest thing in this collapsing world, and that terrifies the soft powers. They can't sell you false identities. They can't inject guilt. They can't trigger you with shame, status, or tribalism. You've built the Citadel, locked the gates, and thrown the key into fire. Now, look around. Most are asleep, plugged into loops of reactivity, chained by labels, offended by air, but not you, because you heard the code, the forbidden code. And once heard, it can never be unheard. So sit now, alone. Let silence scrape your soul clean. And when it hurts, smile. You are being reforged, not once, but twice. Pain was the first fire. Awakening is the second. Amor Fati, twice forged. Welcome to the lineage.